She's Pamela Hughes. He's Rob Hunter. I'm Bruce St. James. And these are the stories that everyone's talking about. Something we call the playlist.
Track 1.
The Penn State University police say they have no record or police report saying former assistant coach Jerry Sandusky was caught in the shower with an underage boy. This contradicts an email sent by the man who supposedly saw the incident, assistant coach Mike McCreary. He said he told the head of campus police about the incident. So this has turned into an entire game of CYA. Cover your buttocks. Yeah. The lights are on and the cockroaches are scurrying for cover.
Yeah, well, McQuarrie is going to say anything. He's been vilified so far. And like we said yesterday, this goes against the grand jury testimony. So we're also learning today, guys, that 2 of the 8 victims have agreed to testify against Sandusky. So that's a good movement.
And it's funny how we're talking about all these things that happened on the side, McQuarrie, Paterno, all of this stuff, none of it makes Jerry Sandusky look any better. So that's his problem he's going to deal with.
Track 2.
Well, the Occupy Wall Street crowd celebrated their 2-month anniversary today by taking to the streets in New York City. Instead of gathering in Zuccotti Park, they marched through the financial district chanting, "We are the 99%. Police arrested several people after they sat in the street to block traffic.
Yeah. Why do the Occupy Wall Street protesters think they know what is best for me? Isn't that an arrogance unto itself? Listen, stop telling me who to dislike and who I should be supporting.
Well, it sure is
Hippies.
arrogance, but it reminds me of a high school relationship. Remember that first girlfriend you had? You celebrate like every month.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
together.
yeah.
Oh,
1 month
yeah.
2
anniversary.
months.
Woo.
Oh, it's like
It's our
the greatest
9-day
thing in the world.
anniversary.
Like, seriously, 2 months and you're proud of yourself. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, Rob. You know what else they're planning to do today? They're planning to march across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, how'd that turn out?
They remember what happened the first
Yeah.
time they did this? About 500 people arrested. Obviously, they haven't learned from their mistakes.
No bueno.
Track 3.
You guys remember a few months ago we were worried about our nation's debt? It was just
remember
about to
that.
hit $14.3
Very
trillion.
upset
Big
about it.
deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now we owe a little bit more money than that. The
Really?
nation's total debt has now passed $15 trillion.
Good times.
You guys worried?
Yeah.
No, well, you should be, because your share of the debt, it's about $48,000.
That's nice. Republicans, Democrats, who cares? Both of these parties are committed to borrowing and spending the last possible penny on their own little pet cause and re-election.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Rob? You asked, am I worried? You know what? No, I don't feel like I have anything, any power to change this. And it doesn't appear that it's a huge priority for Washington either.
Certainly not, but just know this. Your daughter Riley is too.
Yeah.
She's already owes this federal government
Yeah.
$48,000. Hey, look, Greece and Italy have debt problems, right? We know this. And partially that's because their debt has exceeded their total income their economic output.
Right.
We are almost on that verge of having 100% of our economic output equal to our debt.
Nothing to see.
Scary time.
Nothing to see.
Track 4.
After the September 11th attacks, Congress created the TSA in order to keep the skies safe. Now, 2 Republican congressmen are saying despite the $56 billion bill, flying is no safer now than it was 10 years ago. Representative Paul Brown says, quote, "The TSA has not prevented any attacks. It's just been very fortunate that we've had no attacks." Exactly, Congressman, exactly. The absence of a successful terrorist attack is not proof the TSA has done a damn thing for airline security.
Oh, man, so you're telling me taking off my shoes and packing travel-sized bottles isn't going to stop a terrorist attack? Come on!
Yeah, we can only wish that was actually the case. But, you think about the sensibilities and the sensitivities that go along with this, because it's directly related to the September 11th attacks, most of our, worst moment in history for many of us. We can't touch it.
The jobs program.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's become.
Track 5.
Well, the Sugar Plum Fairy has been fired.
What?
Yeah, the woman who plays her in one small Missouri town. Yeah, see, Laura Coppinger, had to take a drug test in order to play the Sugar Plum Fairy for the 6th year in the annual holiday parade.
What?
Yeah, after she took the test, she mistakenly blushed. Realizing her mistake, she cursed. Apparently, that's a no-go in St. Charles.
Let me get this straight. Who has to take a drug test to play the Sugar Plum Fairy in a parade? What the hell is going on in St. Charles, Missouri? What?
Well, it's a microcosm of what's going on in the United. We really are becoming a wimpy society where you can't do anything and you got to jump through loopholes to become the Sugar Plum player in the parade. Like you said, Bruce, come on.
They need a union.
They need a union, yeah.
Sugar Plum Fairy Union.
So she was fired for cursing.
Uh-huh.
She was supposed to take a pee test for the Sugar Plum
Right.
Fairy. Okay, if I lived in this Missouri town, I'd move. You can have it.
Track 6.
So women are 7 to 9 times more likely to suffer what's known as broken heart syndrome.
Really?
Yeah, doctors say this typically happens after a difficult breakup or, if your partner dies.
Right.
Oh.
Symptoms usually aren't fatal, but the stress from the breakups or the loss causes like heart attack-like symptoms.
Wow.
You know what? I'm not surprised. I can even admit this. Women are more emotional, and it's proof that they take it to heart. See?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course women suffer from more broken heart
Why is
syndrome.
that?
Well, guys can't break something they don't have.
Oh,
words hurt.
I kid.
Words hurt.
Oh, come on.
But I think what's important here is the stress. It's related to
Yeah.
these things, really,
Yeah.
in how we deal with stress in our own lives can cause major health problems, whether they're heartbreak or not.
Yeah.
Stress is a major issue.
Stress is a killer. Mm-hmm. I've heard that before. That is the playlist. We do it at the bottom of every hour, and we invite you to join us. Get caught up on the stories that everyone's talking about. Again, the bottom of every hour, it's called The Playlist.